Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Okay, welcome in, guys. I'm Coach Nye. I am the instructor for today's class. Today's class is a leadership series. It's the power within, right? So, this series is about a leader in purpose. A leader in purpose. A leader in purpose. The power within is a transformational leadership series designed to develop wholesome leaders, right? Spiritually, mentally, and spirit and physically, through healing, discipline, wisdom, and servant leadership. I've been teaching all day, so this is not a motivational content. No, this is formation. So let's get off into it. So today is discipline and self-discipline. Let's talk about that. Which is the foundation of leadership? Discipline and self-discipline. We're going to look at the difference in discipline and self-discipline in leadership. Discipline stemmed from the Latin word meaning to teach. But first, you need to understand that discipline is structure, not punishment. What is discipline in leadership? It's self control, consistency, and focusing on long term goals. What is self discipline? Is the ability to control your feelings and overcome your weaknesses. That's what that is. So let's look a little bit deeper. Leadership discipline is spiritual alignment. It chooses obedience over impulse, wisdom over reaction, and purpose over comfort. When you master yourself, you are trusted to lead others. Where does leadership discipline start? Well, it starts in the heart. That's where it starts from, in the heart. It is that quiet commitment, that quiet commitment to consistency, that quiet commitment to self control and faithfulness. When you honor your inner work, your leadership naturally flows. That's just how it goes. It naturally flows. So let's take a look at some of the core aspects of leadership discipline. Let's look at self control. Let's look at self control. Sorry, guys. Self control. You should submit your impulses and emotions to spirit, right? Allowing divine order to govern how you're feeling and your responses and keep you aligned in wisdom. That's how you should deal with your self control. Now, consistency is showing up in obedience, not convenience. Your faithfulness establishes trust and reveals the strength of your calling. Thank you for the likes. If you haven't subscribed, come on, subscribe. Today's course is about self discipline and discipline. Now, focus. You have to remain fixed on the vision God has given you. You cannot waver from that. Focus. Stay fixed on your purpose. Don't ever get out of alignment. You should be refusing distractions and staying aligned with purpose over popularity. Let's look at accountability. This takes responsibility for your actions before God and others. Okay, start over. Take responsibility for your actions before God and others. Knowing integrity preserves authority and sustains leadership. And then you have resilience. That's to stand firm under pressure. Every challenge refines you, strengthens your faith, and advance the purpose placed within you. That is the whole roll up of self control, looking at the core aspects of leadership discipline. Now, how do disciplined leaders act? A lot of people think that they have to be perfect. That's not how disciplined leaders act. They're not perfect. Matter of fact, half the time we don't even know how things are going to work out. We just stay the course and stay in alignment. We set standards. You are the influencer, the trend, and the viral moment. You have to remember that's what you are. Don't go chasing it. Don't go chasing trying to be something that you already are. We establish God honoring systems, clear order, and righteous boundaries that create alignment, protection, and excellence. Now, I did not say perfection. We talked, no one's perfect, right? You're perfect in God's eyes because what your purpose is. You're perfect for that purpose. Purpose is job. You're perfect for that job because God created the job for you and He created you for the job. So people perceive excellence as perfection, but that's not what excellence truly is. So let's look at what excellence is. It's the quality of being outstanding. Perfection is being free from all flaws and defects. So basically, excellence is striving to be the best at what you do, not trying to compete with others or be with anyone else. Okay? Now, I teach this on a 31-day inner transformation workshop. You guys can check it out in my playlist. What's another thing that leaders do? We manage time and energy. We communicate clearly. We practice self-care and we commit to improvement. Now let's look at motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is basically the desire to act in service of a goal. That's what motivation is. I always say treat motivation like an emotion. It's up and down, it's okay. So as leaders, we move without waiting for the motivation. We don't have to be motivated to do it because we have the discipline. Motivation versus discipline. Motivation is emotional and unstable because it's up and down, but discipline is rooted in identity and obedience, who I am. Spiritual leaders move because they are aligned, not because they are inspired. They are aligned, they're in purpose. Actions activate momentum, right? Motivation follows obedience. Emotions shift, but your covering and calling remains. You may not feel like doing it today, but your calling still remains. Your purpose, the job still has to be done. Another thing spiritual leaders do not ask, do I feel like it? No, we ask, what does God require of me in this role? In this moment, God, what is it that you need from me? When you're in your toughest time, instead of running and saying, God, why me? Just say, God, what is it that you need of me in this moment? What is it that I'm supposed to find out or know? Or what am I supposed to learn in this moment so you can move forward? So the takeaway is motivation is a visitor. I want you to remember this. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a resident. Treat motivation like data, as we just discussed. Motivation is emotional. So let's talk about discipline as leadership love. So discipline is not punishment or harshness. It is love expressed through self-respect, obedience, and spiritual stewardship. Discipline safeguards the future God is preparing for you. Discipline establishes peace and order, not pressure or chaos. Discipline removes confusion and decisions fatigue by creating divine structure. Okay, and leaders establish spirit-led routines so emotions never take the lead. You have to balance your emotions as a leader. You can never make decisions based on your emotions as a leader. Now, I want you to take from this is discipline is how you'll love the leader you're becoming. That's what discipline is. So let's look at, go back up here to spiritual alignment. Obedience comes before emotion. God responds to movement, not excuses. Faith is demonstrated through action. Waiting for motivation can be a form of disobedience. Waiting for motivation can be a form of disobedience. So like I said earlier, spiritual leaders don't ask, do I feel like it? We just ask what is needed of this moment. As a leader, we must trust the alignment, not the comfort. So now that we know all this, we can officially shift our mindset and understand that we move because we trust God, not because we feel ready to. So do a recap. Self-discipline equals self-leadership. Self-discipline is the first proof of leadership. Before you can lead people, vision, or purpose, you must lead yourself. You cannot manage your time, emotions, your habits, commitments, leadership, and it becomes inconsistent. No, inconsistency breaks trust, starting with your own. That's it. You stop believing in yourself. So self-leadership means doing what it needs to be done, even when no one is watching. You keep promises to yourself, and you don't let emotions make decisions for you. Never act off emotions. That's something that I learned while I was in the military. Never act off emotions. I would have to put my personal feelings to the side. That's the discipline. So discipline is not restriction, it's direction. It tells your life where to go. If you want stronger leadership outward, strengthen the leadership inward. Okay? Because how you lead yourself is exactly how you'll lead others. Leadership starts with self. The way I lead myself today determines the level of leadership I can sustain tomorrow. So, that is the end of class today. And for this course, I created a 7-day Trinity Discipline Plan. You can go to my website, tofbootcamp.com, and you can get the workbook. Download it for free. It's in my blogs. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. Check out my playlist. I do a lot of teaching over there, leadership. I taught this class already. It's called the Power Within Leadership Series, and it's discipline versus self-discipline. So you guys can check that out. So thank you, and I will be back tomorrow to teach another leadership course. So hit the notification bell and make sure you're in class. Coach Nye out.